It's Friday, January 19th. Welcome to the AI Factor. I'm Noah Wave, your guide on this exciting journey through today's news. In the highlights, the Uvalde Police Department undergoes scrutiny as a Justice Department report reveals unimaginable failures in their response to a school shooting, sparking calls for reform. Missouri becomes a battleground for abortion rights, with a campaign against the state's abortion ban gaining traction in the 2024 elections. The Texas border control issue takes center stage in the 2024 U.S. presidential election, with potential electoral consequences. Maine temporarily halts the removal of Donald Trump from the 2024 primary ballot, awaiting a Supreme Court ruling. The Biden administration's monitoring of financial transactions faces criticism, fueling a debate on First Amendment rights. In a significant development, a New York judge denies the motion to dismiss charges against Daniel Penny in the 2024 chokehold death case, sparking a national conversation on vigilantism and the use of force in public spaces, highlighting the importance of due process. Ready for a deep dive into the AI factor? The Uvalde Police Department faced a devastating blow to their reputation following the release of a scathing report by the Justice Department. The report, which was the result of an extensive investigation into the department's response to a mass shooting at an elementary school, found that the Uvalde Police Department had committed unimaginable failures in their handling of the situation. According to the report, the department had failed to properly train and equip its officers to deal with an active shooter situation. Additionally, the report found that the department had not followed proper protocols and procedures, resulting in a chaotic and disorganized response to the shooting. The Justice Department's findings have sent shockwaves through the law enforcement community, with many calling for immediate reforms and changes to the Uvalde Police Department. The department's leadership has come under intense scrutiny, with many calling for the resignation of the chief of police and other top officials. Despite the criticism, the Uvalde Police Department has vowed to learn from their mistakes and to work towards rebuilding the trust of the community. However, the road ahead will be a difficult one, as the department must now work to regain the confidence of a community that has been deeply shaken by the events of that tragic day. Now, I invite you to listen to the voices that matter most, the parents who tragically lost their kids in this devastating event.
That no leader effectively questioned the decision and lack of urgency of UCISD PD Chief Arredondo and UPD Acting Chief Mariano Vargas toward entering classrooms 111 and 112, and that leadership can arise regardless of rank and title. I hope that the failures end today and that local officials do what wasn't done that day, do right by the victims and survivors of Robb Elementary, terminations, criminal prosecutions.
Most importantly, from what we've seen with this report, and I commend the DOJ on doing this, is that although there isn't every name of the officers that were there so that we can hold them accountable, because we have to do our own digging most of the time, there are names that are named. And it is time, because our community is so divided because of this, because they don't want to believe that the people that they grew up with failed our children and they stand against us. I'm hoping that they read this and they see Johnny Fields' name, or Mariano Vargas's, who is a county commissioner right now, or Constable Zamora, who is running for re-election. There are names in there, and the community needs to see this, and y'all need, because the DOJ stamp is on there, maybe y'all will start taking us seriously now, instead of telling us to move on, telling us to sweep it under the rug, and not doing a damn thing about it.
The Missourians for Constitutional Freedom launched a campaign to put an amendment on the ballot to end the state's abortion ban. They even got some support from the ACLU of Missouri, Planned Parenthood Great Plains, and other organizations. But not everyone was on board with this plan. Some folks, like Republican strategist Jamie Corley, proposed a more restrictive ban. Meanwhile, the Missouri GOP was busy pushing for a total ban on abortion, which led to a lot of debate and discussion among the state's residents. As the 2024 elections approached, the issue of abortion access became a hot topic in Missouri politics. Candidates from both sides of the aisle weighed in on the issue, and it became a major factor in the race for various state and federal offices. Fast forward to today, and the fight for abortion rights in Missouri is still ongoing. It's a complex issue that has divided the state and sparked passionate conversations about personal freedom, religious beliefs, and the role of government in people's lives. The year 2024 is shaping up to be a pivotal moment in U.S. politics, with the Texas border control issue taking center stage in the national conversation. The Lone Star State's decision to seize control of its border with Mexico and block access to federal agents has sparked a heated debate on the future of immigration policy in the United States. As the 2024 presidential election approaches, candidates from both parties will be forced to address the issue head-on. The Republican Party is pushing for a more restrictive border control policy, while the Democrats are advocating for a more comprehensive immigration reform that balances security and humanitarian concerns. Texas, as a traditionally red state with a growing Hispanic population, will be a key battleground in the election. The outcome of the Texas border control issue could sway the state's electoral votes and ultimately determine the next president of the United States. Political analysts and pundits are already speculating on how the candidates will navigate this contentious issue. Will they choose to take a hard stance on border control, or will they opt for a more nuanced approach that takes into account the complexities of the situation? One thing is for certain: the Texas border control issue and the 2024 election are inextricably linked. The future of U.S. immigration policy and the fate of the nation's political landscape will be decided in the coming months. Maine has paused its decision to remove former President Donald Trump from the 2024 presidential primary ballot, as it awaits a ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court in a similar case from Colorado. This pause in the decision-making process comes after a Maine Superior Court judge ruled that the state should wait for the Supreme Court's decision before proceeding with its own ruling. The case in Colorado involves a challenge to Trump's eligibility for the ballot based on the 14th Amendment's insurrectionist ban, which disqualifies individuals from holding public office if they have engaged in an insurrection against the United States. The outcome of this case could have significant implications for Trump's eligibility in other states, including Maine. As the 2024 presidential election approaches, the Maine ballot issue and the Supreme Court's ruling on the Colorado case will be closely watched by political observers and voters alike. The final decision on Trump's eligibility to appear on the Maine ballot could have a significant impact on the state's primary election and potentially shape the broader political landscape. In a recent development, a New York judge has denied the motion to dismiss the case against Daniel Penny, a former U.S. Marine, in the 2024 chokehold death of Jordan Neely on a New York City subway. The judge's decision means that Penny will still face charges of involuntary manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide for his role in the incident. The case has sparked a national debate on vigilantism and the use of force in public spaces. On May 1, 2024, Penny placed Neely in a chokehold on a Manhattan train, resulting in Neely's death. Witnesses have provided varying accounts of the events leading up to the chokehold, with some describing a chaotic and threatening situation and others claiming that the use of force was excessive. The judge's decision to deny the motion to dismiss the case against Penny is a significant development in the ongoing legal proceedings. The case has garnered significant attention from both the media and the public, with many expressing their opinions on the matter. As the case continues to unfold, it remains to be seen what the final outcome will be. The decision to deny the motion to dismiss the charges against Penny is a reminder that the legal process must be allowed to play out, and that all individuals are entitled to due process under the law. The Biden administration has come under scrutiny for flagging financial transactions containing terms such as MAGA and Trump. Critics argue that this action is an infringement on the First Amendment rights of individuals and an attempt to suppress political opposition. In response to these concerns, the White House has defended its actions, stating that it is part of an effort to combat domestic extremism and protect national security. However, some have questioned the effectiveness of this approach, arguing that it could lead to the targeting of innocent individuals based on their political beliefs. As the debate continues, it remains to be seen how this issue will be resolved. Some have called for greater transparency and oversight in the process of flagging financial transactions, while others have urged caution in balancing the need for security with the protection of individual rights. As we wrap up this episode of The AI Factor, we invite you to join us again for another captivating journey of the news. If you enjoyed today's exploration, don't forget to follow us on your favorite podcast platform and subscribe to stay updated on future episodes. If you have thoughts, questions, or intriguing stories you'd like us to explore, feel free to reach out to us at podcast@aifactor.news. Remember, we're committed to providing unbiased perspectives. We will never pull you left or right. Our mission is to take you straight to the facts. Stay curious, stay informed, and always keep an eye on the ever-changing landscape of the news. Until next time, this is Noah Wave, signing off.